Hey everyone, it's me, Joseph, with a quick little preamble prologue before the video begins. So it took a lot longer to make this video than I thought. I tried a whole bunch of different things, and it would be super helpful to hear from you about what you think works, what you think doesn't work. Also, let me know if anything was confusing, didn't make sense, I wasn't clear or something. And also, if you disagree with any point of interpretation or any translation I give, please let me know so I can address all those things as they come up. Okay, I think that's it. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for this next video because we're going to be talking about one of my very favorite parts of the whole Odyssey. So let's just get into it. Go, do it now. Let's go. So we're going to be talking about the first 10 lines of the Odyssey, also known as the proem, which means the thing before the song, even though it sounds like the word poem, but they're not related. Anyway, it's the first 10 lines. Did I mention that? And I am super excited. Okay, but you're not going to know exactly why I'm so excited because my favorite part comes at the very end of the 10 lines. It's the very last word of the 10 lines is why it's my favorite part. So you're going to have to wait until the end to see what it is. Okay, so we're just going to start at the beginning. Oh, by the way, for anybody who cares, this is the OCT, the Oxford Classical Text. Is that what it's called? Okay, so we're just going to start right at the beginning. Odyssey, Book 1, Line 1. Andramoi enepe musa polutropon. Okay, we're going to stop there. So we're going to go through each word. I'm going to give you a little bit of a translation. We won't do this for everything that we do on here, but these first lines are so important, so I'm going to go through and we're going to talk about them. So the first word is andra, which just means man. Okay, simple enough. Second word, moi, which means to me, moi, me. They sound similar. Third word, enepe, which means speak. So it's a command. So if you tell someone to speak to me, then you would say enepe, or here it's andra moi enepe, speak. So man, to me, speak. Musa is Muse. So we have speak, Muse, to me, man. No, so in English we have to say speak to me about the man. Oh, okay. So andra moi enepe musa is speak to me about the man. Okay, that's easy enough, but man, what man are we talking about? Oh, and then all of a sudden we get polutropon. Oh, now, okay, the form of polutropon shows that it actually is an adjective that goes with the word andra. So we have man, to me, speak, Muse, polutropon, which is an adjective describing man. I guess I should do it the other way, right? Because you would read this way. So it's an adjective. So andra moi enepe musa polutropon. But then polutropon is an adjective that goes with this word over here. That's something that Greek can do. It's amazing. We can't do that in English really like that because I'll explain it in another video later. So what does this adjective mean? Polutropon or polutropos. It breaks into two pieces, polu and tropos. Polu you might recognize from polytheism, polyamory, polygon, polypocket. That's not the same kind of poly. So we have poly, which means much or many, and then we have the word tropos, which literally just means a turn. So the adjective just means many turns. Lots of turns. He turns a lot. It doesn't come up very often in Greek texts. There are lots of different ways that this word can be thought of. So some people would say that because Odysseus wanders a lot, they're talking about the wandering. He turns lots of different ways as he's traveling, trying to get home. Okay. There's also a more figurative way of looking at it. So it could be he turns lots of different ways in his mind, because the word tropos means literally turn, but tropos can also mean the type or kind or manner or way. So he's a man of many different ways and different types, which would make sense as we keep going. We're going to see that Odysseus takes on lots of different disguises. He lies a lot. He's clever. He's wily. So basically, the different definitions, I have some of them right here that I took from lots of different translations and dictionaries. And so polutropon could be, you know, the many-turned, many-turning, the endlessly cunning, the much-traveled, much-wandering, cunningly intelligent, complicated, skilled in all ways of contending, twisting and turning, never at a loss, cunning, wily, versatile, shifty, fickle, changeful, resourceful, ingenious, manifold. Man. Polutropon is all of those things, potentially. So it's up for interpretation. What do you think? So, man to me speak Muse, polutropon. The many-turned, the endlessly cunning, complicated, cunning, versatile, shifty, fickle, changeful, resourceful, ingenious, manifold man. Hos malapola blankte, who very much was thrown off course or wandered. After he sacked the holy city of Troy. He saw the cities of many men. So polundantropon, of many men. Iden astea, he saw the astea, the cities. Kai no on egno. And he came to know their minds, their ways of thinking. I also love this line because it puts these two things together, right? The physical manifestation of people, of the city, but it also talks about their internal lives, their minds. So it makes me wonder how much are minds and cities related. Next line, line 4. Bolla doggen pont. And he suffered many pains on the sea. And then hon gata tumon is in his heart, in his soul. It's a hard word to translate. The word is tumos, or here tumon. I guess one way to think of it is thinking about when you are suffering, when you're feeling bad. Here, like Odysseus, suffering many pains, where do you feel it? You probably feel it in your heart, or you feel it in your chest, you feel it in your gut, you feel it in those places when you're really suffering and sad and hurting and something bad is happening. And that, wherever that place is, wherever you would locate that place, let's say for now that would be the tumos. The other cool thing, the first adjective that we get, right, is polutropon, and it has that polu component in it. And then we get a bunch of words that mean many, polla and pollon and polla again. But then we also get all of these P's and L's, or pi's and lambdas. That's for another video too. I'm going to go over that in another video, don't worry. So we have polutropon, malapolla blankte, and then ptolietron and eperse, etc. And I love all of those repetitions of the P sound and the L sound, which I think helps to show you how pervasive this idea of manyness and manifoldness is present in the whole poem and in Odysseus himself. Okay, so where were we? He suffered many pains on the sea in his thumos, that place where you feel suffering. Arnumenos hente psyken kainos ton hetairon, struggling for his own life and the homecoming of his companions. So here's a very, very, very important word, noston or nostos, which just means coming home. And of course, all of the Odyssey is about coming home. It's about Odysseus coming home from the Trojan War, and that's basically what it is. So this idea that he's trying to save his own life, but he doesn't succeed in bringing his companions home. Oh, oops. Oh, I just spoiler alert for line 6 when I was talking about line 5. So line 6 is Al udhos hetaru serussato hiemonosper. But not even so did he save his companions, and then hiemonosper, though he desired it, even though he desired it. Love that line. And then we find out, well, why didn't they come home? What happened? Autungar spettereis in atas talieis in olonto. For they were destroyed through their own atas talieis, and can be foolishness, their own folly, their own recklessness. Now, this is one thing that I love. In English, if you say they died because of their own recklessness. Okay, well, that's good. They died because of their own recklessness. They were foolish, but those words don't have nearly the same kind of impact as if you said spettereis and atas talieis and olonto. I mean, it's just amazing. The Greek, it just sounds amazing. Okay, so then the next line 8. Nepioi, the fools, nepioi, the children, the fools, they don't know anything. Hoi katabus hyperionos elioio estion, who devoured the oxen of the sun. And then here's something really important. People ask sometimes why this episode is being used in this place. It seems sort of like a small part of the whole thing, and if the first 10 lines are giving some sort of encapsulation of the whole thing, then why would the poet choose this line? And there's one part that I think that we're going to talk about in one of the next videos. But there's also this idea that they were destroyed. Olonto, they perished, were destroyed. But it happened because they partook of something that they weren't supposed to partake in. They were expressly forbidden from eating these oxen, these cattle of the sun, because they're very special cattle, which we'll get there later. But it's because they ate them when they weren't supposed to eat them, what wasn't theirs to eat, they perished. That will come back in terms of who is supposed to eat what, or who is allowed to eat what, and what happens to you if you consume things that you were not supposed to consume. And that's all I'll say for now. Okay, we're almost done with these 10 lines. Then, after estion, so after they devoured these divine sun cattle, autar hot, and then he, the sun, took from them their day of return, their nostimon emar. Nostimon is related to nostos and the homecoming, and emar just means day, so the day of their homecoming. And then we had the 10th line. We're getting to my very favorite part. Okay. Line 10. Tun hamot ten getea, tugater dios, eipe kaihemin. Which means, from wherever you will, goddess, daughter of Zeus, speak of these things even to us. And so the poet in this moment is talking about himself and the audience watching the poet, and it's bringing everything right into the present. And I love that at the beginning it's tell it to me, the poet, and that's at the very beginning. The first, the second line is moi. So we have andra moi enepe, to me speak, and then at the end we have kai hemin, even or also to us. So there's this direct line. The poet is asking the muse to tell the poet himself or herself. And then at the end of these 10 lines, he's saying, speak to us, not just to me, but to us. So the muse is talking to all of us, which I think is really exciting. And I think it also is a really nice invitation to say, this is not just an old dusty book. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, you're going to take a breath. We're going to turn the screen off, and then maybe close your eyes if you feel comfortable, and take another deep breath. I just sort of threw a lot of information at you, and there's more information inside of everything that I didn't even tell you, But we'll come back to a lot of that information as we go through other things that reflect on those first 10 lines. But for right now, I'm going to just give you the first 10 lines in English translation quickly to reorient yourself with what we went over. And then I'll do the first 10 lines in Greek. Here we go. Tell me, Muse, about the polytropic man who was thrown off course so much after he sacked the holy city of Troy. He saw the cities of many people and knew their minds. And he suffered many pains on the sea in his heart, striving for his own life and the homecoming of his companions. But not even so did he save his companions, though he desired it. For through their own recklessness did they perish, the fools who consumed the cattle of the sun, and he snatched from them their day of return. Of these things, goddess, daughter of Zeus, speak even to us. Andra moi ennepe muusta polutropon. Hos mala polla plankte epetroies hieron ptolietron epersen. Polundan tropon irenaste akaino on egno. Polla hoggen pontoe paten alge ahon katatymon arnymenos hente psyken kainoston hetairon aludhos hetaruse rusato hiemenos per audongar spetereisen adas talieisen olonto nepi oi hoi katabu superionos elioio estion autarhotuisena piileton nostimon emar. Tuun hamo tengitea tykäter Dios. Eipä kai hemiin.